Good evening, everybody. All right, hope everybody's having a nice fall evening. All right, as we saw today, it's usually not a very volatile day on these holidays where the banks and the bond markets are closed, but we can see what's happening as far as the overall market. We're starting to see a little bit of a indecisive nature, so we could possibly see a pullback. Even though the Dow didn't pull back very much today, the S&P 500 did a bearish engulfing signal, kind of a left-right combo, making a pullback to the T-line relatively viable. And the NASDAQ, not anything selling, but could be a dark cloud. So if they open this lower, again, three indications that there might be some selling going on over the next few days. So we've got different sectors. The oil has been pulling back again, right back into the $50 range. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Good possibility they could come back down here in this slow uptrending market. And gold also took a nice little pop-up today, back up through the T-line. So right now it's trading up a little bit, but there's a good possibility we could see gold pop up, which would make some of the gold stocks act a little bit positive. Paul, where are you, in Denver? I saw on the news broadcast that Denver was getting a hefty load of snow. Let's see, over on the futures side, we're short wheat ever since the failure right here, with the idea that it's going to come back down to test this level, see if we go into a wave 3. And what else were you looking at? Oh, live cattle. J-hook type pattern, just about into the breakout territory. Nothing else out there real tremendously exciting. This is coffee, which has a good prospect of coming back up either to the 50 or the 200. And the reason we could suspect the 200 is if you put a kind of a trend channel on, pretty much parallel lines telling you this is the support area, heading back up to the resistance area. Crude oil still heading down. It might be basing right here. If it doesn't support at the 50, I would suspect it's coming back down into this area, which is the bottom of the channel. So same scenario, you could put a trend channel up through here, kind of the same scenario up through here, making this the next target on the pullback. Okay, some of the stocks that we've got a lot of steady eddies. Mygen, still in a nice steady uptrend. GOL, good steady uptrend. Things like CALX, you stay long on this one. Now there's a good prospect if they open it lower, they're going to come back and test the T-line. But if you're coming out of a fry pan bottom, just one simple analysis. You stay long until you see a sell signal and a close below the T-line. So that closing below the T-line is important. Here's why when you start seeing this type of situation, as we saw in Corey, you close out the position and just put a buy stop up here, because at this point, didn't know whether it's going this way, or this way. So if you're looking at a chart and you don't have any advantage to, or anything that tells you which direction it's likely to move, why stay in it? We want to go back and find something that tells us we have a high probability of a trend in one direction or another. Zine, another one that did the message. It needs to stay above the T-line. So if you're in this 45 degree, it has to open positive tomorrow. Yeah, low volume today, just because when the bond market is closed and the banks are closed, there's a lot less activity. Now, here's a good example of sitting in situations where the strong signals, such as the best friend signal, puts you in a high probability situation. We can identify what type of pattern this was. A J hook starting off with a best friend signal, making this wave right here heading for the same magnitude as this wave right here. So once again, this type of signal, especially off a major support level, gives you a good indication, or a high probability indication, where your strong trend is going to be. Chem, same scenario. Best friend gap up off the 50 through the T-line. Probably got a good prospect of heading up into this area. Rick, we recommended today, RIC, same scenario. You can see the J-hook pattern setting up. You saw the left-right combo on Friday. Bullish confirmation today. First target should be up here at the at this level, and then if it goes through there, again, wave 3 in progress. Let's see, what else am I looking at here? Oh, QUIP, QEP, just stay long, big fry pan bottom. Buff, just stay long, wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 right now. Newlink, doing exactly what we, or not exactly, but with a high probability suspicion of what could be happening is our bobble pattern. So if it starts trading positive, get ready for the bobble. You can either buy aggressively, watching to see what happens once it gets to the 200, and or you get ready to buy if it comes up through the 200-day moving average. Situ, the left-right combo scoop pattern. All you can do here is stay long. ARWR, stay long. Looks like another J-hook pattern setting up. AVAV, just stay long. 45 degrees still in progress. So again, we're sitting in a lot of these positions because there hasn't been any change or hasn't breached the T-line. You just stay long. Now, ZAG did a doji type day today. Makes it a little bit more suspicious that you want to watch for any selling from here, because you got a whole series of dojis and then a long-legged doji today. Get ready to close this one out if it trades below the T-line. DVAX, same scenario. Staying above the T-line, did a doji, makes it very simple. You want to see this stay up above the T-line. And STX, still above the T-line, but notice what we've gone through. a bunch of indecisive trading, and today a shooting star signal. Makes this very simple. If they open this lower, tomorrow close out the position. That was STX. ABEO has to stay up above the T-line. All right, and some of the biggies, Nugget, for example. Nugget did gapped up today. So if it opens positive tomorrow, we've got a doji sandwich break out of the 200, giving us a lot more upside. Nvidia was also a good trade setup today. You saw the little gap up. You can see how the T-line was acting as support. Now stochastic's coming up. Another one that could probably come back up toward the top of the trend channel. Apple, very slow uptrend. Just get ready to buy this on positive trading with the outlook that we are heading for the 50-day moving average. And Amazon also traded strong today, but backed off near the close. You're still in an uptrend, but notice where we are right now, a doji right here at the resistance level. Definitely have to see it open positive and trade positive. Netflix was acting strong this past week. A little backing and filling. So there's nothing to tell you there's any change of investor sentiment. Just want to watch to make sure it continues its uptrend. Labu, did we do Labu? Labu back and filled today, so it has to open up and stay up above the T-line tomorrow. And Tesla went from being a good potential long on positive trading today to doing a kicker signal to the downside. So now this becomes more of a short position. And this is exactly why you don't want to anticipate what the next move is until you see bullish confirmation. Because a lot of people say, well, why don't we buy on the close here, anticipating this? Is because we never know what happens the next day. I'd rather be a little bit late and in the right direction than be a little bit early and definitely be in the wrong direction. Okay, some of the ones that we're going to be looking at tomorrow, somebody pointed out CLNT today because of the big gap up. Now notice what happened up here. Had a big percentage move to the upside, moved up, and then backed off. If it opens positive, what's that telling you? The profit taking today is over. They're continuing this very strong uptrend. So we're looking to buy this one on positive trading tomorrow. And GHC, that's not what I want. GHL. Look at the little slow curve to the upside. You can be buying this one on positive trading, breaking out through here, giving you another potential wave move of this magnitude. AMAT. Well. Very simple. You had a kicker signal that started this trend. Notice how the pullback was very indecisive. Then a bullish left-right combo. Now a doji. And what's our simple rule? If this opens positive tomorrow, you want to be buying immediately because you're going to have your doji sandwich breakout, especially after a left-right combo. And CDE. Oh, this is because of the fry pan bottom. This is not, this is what you kind of want to watch out for when you see a fry pan bottom. Got the fry pan bottom and then the whipsaw. If this opens positive, this whipsaw, it's still telling us they could be taking this up pretty strong. Mule, notice the left-right combo, gap up. That you can be buying on positive trading. There's a gap to fill up here, first target. KL, there's that fry pan bottom. breakout. Look for more upside on this one. MTBC. This is what you're looking for, the big breakout. Now it's consolidated, and what's happened on the consolidation? I told you the profit taking from up here, back here is over. Pretty much came right back to the T-line area. You can be a buyer of this one, and the reason you would be a buyer of this one is it's probably going to have a big percentage move. When you start seeing this big action, that means people are buying and selling at different levels. So they've made decisions up here. So you can see these fast-moving trades continue to act fairly fast-moving. And BBRY, BlackBerry, you can see what happened on the pullback. Got back here to the 3T line. Indecisive, indecisive, indecisive. Now they've told you what their decision is. And if they open this positive in the profit-taking area, that tells you the J-hook pattern is probably in progress. Did I do this one? HIIQ. You can get ready to buy this one on positive trading. Notice what it did when it got here to the T-line. Didn't back off, and then they gapped it up through. There's your first target. There's your second target. So again, this little J-hook up through the T-line tells you there's probably going to be more upside. And FRTA, this is your proverbial T-line crunch. Notice that they couldn't close it below the T-line. The T-line pushed it right up through the 50, broke out. If this starts trading positive, here's your first target, right where the gap started. If it breaks through there, there's your next target up here in this range. So you've got one that looks like it's got about a 65% upside potential based upon any positive trading from here. And BITA also doing kind of a doji sandwich setup, that if it opens positive, more than likely it's going up to the top of this channel, at least putting you in the right direction at the right time. So kind of came up through the resistance level, telling you the uptrend is definitely in progress. And BVN, a very compelling chart in the sense, notice what happened here. You really didn't have a reversal signal, so that doesn't become a very strong signal. You had a doji sandwich, but it needed to open positive, which it didn't. That gave you kind of a stutter step or your double bottom setup. This is what is the most relevant factor, is you can see a very strong bullish signal, a morning star signal, smack dab off the 50 up through the T-line, telling you this is all a bottoming area, and then this is the instigation of the new uptrend. So right now you can stay long on this one. We're just watching to see what happens when it goes through this area. What was the gold stock that we were buying? Oh, the one for tomorrow is KL because it's coming out of a fry pan bottom. All right, over on the short side, because the markets are getting into a condition where getting a little bit toppy, it could go up, it could go down. You want to have a few shorts in the hopper. TECK, for example, TECK. It could be consolidation, but it doesn't matter whether it's consolidation or a pullback. If it's consolidation, there's going to be stocks that have good sell signals that are going to pull back. So it doesn't matter what you call the market reaction. If there's two days back to the T-line, that means there's going to be stocks that have already shown sell signals but they're going to probably act weak because of the consolidation. So that puts you into a situation where your long positions definitely need to continue to show good, consistent strength. Again, staying above the T-line without a sell signal versus things that are starting to show a little bit of selling. There's your left-right combo, bearish engulfing right there at the 50. Where do you think the first target is? Well, at least back down here and then possibly lower. So if I see the market opening up weak tomorrow, yeah, you add a couple short positions. CAH, Cardinal Health, kind of failing right here at the 50, breaking this little support level, breaking this support level, making the potential of a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 much more viable. Speaking of viable, VIAB, same scenario. Broke this support level with a bearish doji sandwich gap down. Wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. AMED. There's your doji sandwich. There's your gap down through the support level. Another potential wave 3. When they start selling these off hard, especially with stochastics heading down, that means there's investor sentiment has dramatically changed to the downside. You're going to catch trying to catch these big moves to the downside, which is where everybody's panic selling. Or when you see these big gap down moves, that means when they broke this whole trend area, now you could have another big down, couple down days. Remember, prices move based upon investor sentiment. And when an investor sentiment goes south, it stays south until somebody sees buying. So ERII, bearish engulfing signal. Where did that occur? Right smack dab at a resistance level everybody else can see. Where's the next support level? The next major support at the 50. So right now, again, with the market kind of showing us there's a little bit of indecision up here, doesn't necessarily mean the uptrend's over. This might mean that we've got a more probability that there might be a few days of pullback. And hopefully for the bulls, it's getting ready to set up for the next J-hook pattern. Well, yeah, on FRTA, yeah, your stochastics are backing off, but remember, we're not buying stochastics. We're buying the pattern. And the T-line crunch tells us if this opens positive, the stochastics may stay up in the overbought area for the next 4 weeks. We're buying it because of the T-line crunch, which showed you that even when they came up to the resistance level, the T-line was still crunching the price right up through that level. All right, I guess that's about all I got for tonight. Are there any general questions on candlesticks? All right, I guess if not, Jim, go ahead and do the double line. And in 4.7 seconds, do the next double line. ACRX, another one that's doing a J-hook pattern. I'd get ready to buy this one on positive trading tomorrow. Very simple. If it opens positive, it needs to trade positive. If I was buying on positive trading, I wouldn't want to see it trade back below today's low. That would tell me the downtrend is still in progress. Revlon also was a perfect example of when to go to your 10-minute chart to get out. And once again, this is kind of that rule of thumb, or a rule of thumb. If I was trading this off the 5-minute chart, the 10-minute chart, the hourly chart, whatever time frame, got a very simple rule. If you see a strong price move, notice how excessively strong it got. Look how far away it moved from the T-line. On the first signs of selling, take your profits. Because if that profit taking is starting up here, everybody else is going to start taking profits. You could always buy it back on a positive J-hook pattern setup. In this case, it didn't confirm today. You close out, or you should be out of this position. Now, here's another case too. Where could this possibly pull back to? Well, you've got every single buddy watching, or everybody that's watching this has their own techniques. So if you put the Fibonacci retracement numbers on here, look right now, today it closed right back at the 50% retracement level. It could come back down into this area, the 38. It's not that it could get there. Let's say it did a bullish Harami tomorrow and started back up. That would be a good indication that the 50% retracement was the area where everybody was buying. Oops, I missed it. I had the Chicago game on. Didn't see whether there was anybody kneeling at the national anthem or not. Oh well. ENVA, that's a good looking chart. Notice kind of the bobble breakout. You could be buying this one. And JNUG, same as our nugget. You can be buying this one on positive trading, expecting the doji sandwich. Facebook, still not a very intriguing stock. If you're long, it has to open positive tomorrow to stay long. If it opened lower, where are you? You're still stuck in this trend channel. La Quinta, all you can do is stay long on this as long as it stays above the T line. Nothing wildly exciting about it. It's still just in a slow uptrend. And what was the next one? AOI. AOI fry pan bottom. Very simple. If it opens lower, you take profits, wait for the bobble. If it opens positive, you stay with it. COSN, where's the profit taking ending? Looks like you have a little inverted hammer, bullish confirmation. You can be buying this one on positive trading. If I was buying on positive trading tomorrow, I wouldn't want to see it trade back below today's open. CTSH, just a nice, slow, steady uptrend also. You just stay long. Netflix, we're staying long, but definitely want to see it open and trade positive tomorrow. If it trades lower, might have a little bit of the fact that now you're kind of stuck in this trend channel. XBI, also after the left-right combo today, has to open positive and trade positive. If it trades lower, close out the position. WOB, this one, if you were long, you should have been out of it Friday or definitely out of it today. Where's your next target? When they broke through the 50 resistance, and now they're going to come back and test the 50 to see if it's going to act as support. And this isn't good on Ballard Power. Came back down into the trading range. If this opens lower, you close it out. There's No, nothing to that trend. Oops. Kiwi, nothing here to get excited about. I wouldn't be long or short this one right now. Just not enough trend activity. And MDXG, if you are going short, I'd go short on weakness tomorrow, looking for a bearish J-hook pattern. And Momo, same scenario. If you're short, you stay short until you see a buy signal and a close above the T line. Micron, all you can do here is stay long as it stays above the T line, ever since your kicker signal to the upside. VSAT. This is where when you're in the overbought area, that's the place to put your stop. It shouldn't come down through there. If it does, it's coming back to test the T line. Now you can buy back on positive trading knowing you have a J-hook pattern. UVXY, stay short until you see a buy signal and a close above the T line. Oops. ACET, this one you should have closed out today. When you have that many dojis in the overbought area, they're going to tell you which way they're taking it. They told you they're taking this one back down. Lab D, nothing here yet. If you were short, I'd probably cover the short position. Definitely would not be going long until they close back up above the T line. GALT, just stay long. Nothing wrong there. Make sure your volume stays hefty. And GNTX. This one has to open positive and trade positive. If it opens lower, it's probably coming back to the 200. Again, you got the bearish doji sandwich. Whoops. And ANDI, long-legged doji. Same scenario as the doji rule. If it opens lower, close out the position. They're probably coming back to test the T line. CLDX, notice the indecision. Doji, doji, doji. If it opens lower, close it out. Take your profits. NAK, if it opens lower tomorrow, close it out. Where is it? Back in this trading channel. It needs to open positive and trade positive to stay in it. Stamp, nothing wildly exciting here. If you're long, you can stay long. If you're looking to go long, I'd be more apt to look at it above the 223 level, knowing that it broke out to the upside. Aetna, nothing. If anything, you're short on the bearish McMuffin signal, which means if you're short, you stay short. If you're thinking to go short, I'd short it below the 50. But you can see what type of scenario you got, kind of a sideways channel making this target this area your next target. Apple, nothing great. It's heading in the right position or direction, but today was an indecisive day. We did Nugget. Nugget, you could be buying if it opens positive tomorrow and starts trading positive. Trying to see what gold, flat, but you can see what happened today on gold, that it gapped up through the T line. So if it comes up here, it means probably Nugget's going to have a couple of days to the upside. AUPH, nothing. CLAX needs to open positive and trade positive tomorrow to stay in it. If it opens lower, it's coming back to test the T-line. So you've got the option of either closing it out and seeing what it does off the T-line, or staying with it and see what it does when it does get to the T-line. Any needs to open positive. It's got a good bullish chart, but it has to open positive back up into the profit-taking area. Very good example again, that once it got up to the 50, you immediately should go to your 10-minute chart and watch to see what it's doing off the 10-minute chart. AV, EO, just sideways. I wouldn't be long or short this one. UIS, you can stay long, but it has to open positive. You're still in this T-line uptrend. This one has to open positive and trade positive to stay in it. So all these that are looking a little bit iffy, sitting right on the T-line, they definitely have to be confirmed by staying positive. Home Depot, you can stay long, but it's also getting a little bit toppy up here. If it opens lower and I had profits in it from here, I'd probably take profits and then just watch again, see what it does at the T-line area. Another one, Intuit, you can stay long on this one. If you got out over here, you can start thinking about getting back in again. PayPal, just stay long. LPTH, backed off quite a bit. If you're long, it has to open positive and trade positive. A lower open brings you back to the T-line, which brings you back into this area, meaning your chart's not going to be anything to write home about. CDNA, you're at a 45 degree. At this point, I'd probably still use the low here as my stop. It shouldn't trade back below that level. KRE, getting toppy. Stay long, just don't let it close below the T-line. For a trailing stop, what would you, general rule of thumb, for any breakout pattern? Usually the open. Forget which ones. For example, if I had seen this gap up and it was starting to trade positive all the way up here, and I held on to it, I wouldn't want to see it come back down through the open. If it opens positive tomorrow and I'm buying, still wouldn't want to see it come back down through this open. That tells you the sellers have taken control again. MDT, Medtronics, you can get ready to short this one on the gap down, anticipating that your downtrending channel is still your likely target. ABC, same scenario. You can be shorting this one on weakness. Well, saying that. If it came down through this level, next wave to the downside. Bib, just stay long. It needs to break out, though. Wriggle, just stay long. Excuse me. That gap up, keeping you on a 45 degree. Should we take profits? What should be the trailing stop? I would pick a spot at this point, probably the halfway point of this candle. If it came back down through there, obviously the profit taking has started. Disney, nothing. Wouldn't be long or short. There's no direction. And CLVS, nice steady eddy. Just stay long as it stays above the T-line. Tesla, you can get ready to go short with this little kicker signal to the downside, making the prospect of coming down to the lower end of this channel likely. WPRT, you can see where the exuberance is starting to come in. You've done a doji sandwich, starting to get some exuberance. Put your safety stop right here. If they have enough strength to come back down through that level, obviously the bears have taken control, which is more poignant, the fact that it's in the overbought area. Here's another one, AUY, one of the gold stocks that can be bought if it opens positive tomorrow. Doji sandwich breaking up off the through the T-line. Nice fry pan bottom on Endeavor. You can be buying this one on positive trading. That's a good looking chart. Open lower compared to today's open or close. If it's on a short, yeah, you just want to see it open lower. I forget which one you'd be referring to. EBEO has to open positive. Fold. You can get ready to short this one. Just be aware that probably the 50-day moving average is your first target. Monsanto, nothing. I wouldn't be long or short. Absolutely no direction. Still having a tough time deciding if I should sell during the day if it starts to break down and falls below the T-line, or wait until it closes. Not high-flying spike-up stocks. I got that one using. John, I still wait until the end of the day. However, if you're seeing that the market is selling off hard and in the final hour it's not coming, the market's not coming back up, and the stock that you own is staying weak, yeah, close it out. More than likely, they're not going to pick up by the end of the day. On Nugget, Google, I'm sorry. Just stay long, a little shooting star. Use the halfway point of Friday's candle as your stop. Be creating an evening star signal. On Nugget, there doesn't appear to be an actual buy signal. Are the strong buy candles and the close above the T-line sufficient? No, there isn't a strong buy signal. What you're basing it off of is if it opens positive after a gap up doji, that you're going to have a doji sandwich. And you're also basing it on the prospects that if gold, we wake up tomorrow and gold's up another $8, yeah, the buying is probably going to come into that, still coming into that sector. Wynn Resorts, I'd be out of this. I wouldn't be long, and I probably wouldn't be short. That's just a nothing chart. I think we did CTSH, or maybe not. Yeah, you can be buying this one. If I was buying this one tomorrow, it would be above today's open. Tell me the fry pan bottom is still in progress. Okay, everybody. So tomorrow we have to kind of watch to see how the market opens. If it's see weakness on the open, anticipate we're going to have a day or two of consolidation back to the T-lines. Oh, we're done early tonight. All right, that's different. Okay, everybody, have a good evening. We will see you bright and early in the chat rooms tomorrow. We'll see you then.